Hello everyone. So welcome to our next video. In our previous video, we have created this project, and in this project we have created our basic framework, which I said we would be using for our next few videos. So we will just recap what we have done in our previous video and then move on. So in our previous video, we have declared a controller, and within this controller, we have declared an array to represent some data. After that, we declared a function that would allow us to add more items into this array. And as you can see, this function is not complete. I mentioned that we would be doing it in our future videos. So we will be finishing all this in our current video. In our HTML, we have implemented the logic to display the values from our product list, and we saw that it was working fine. So let me quickly copy paste this project and then we will move ahead. So I will just close this folder, come back here, let's call it session 4, and I'll quickly open it once more, Visual Studio Code. So let's get on with it. Now in this particular video, what we are going to do is we are going to add some HTML to our page that will allow a user to type in a value and add it to this list. So let's go see how that will work. So below this unordered list, I'm going to add a div, and within this div, we are going to add that will work. So below this unordered list, I'm going to add a div, and within this div, we are going to add some HTML that will allow us to add more values. So a single item is going to have a few things that we will need. So I'm just going to come in here and do a heading. Sorry. So first will be the ID, and for that we'll have an input tag. So now over here, this gives us a chance to learn one more aspect of Angular called ng model. So in ng model, we basically specify the name of a variable which we will be saving with help of this input tag. I'm going to put this into a paragraph so that it automatically takes up a new line. So the next will be a name. And the final one will be the price. So after this, the last thing that we are going to need is a button that we will use to save the changes. So again, I am going to just add a button tag, and this gives us an opportunity to learn yet another directive in Angular called ng-click. ng-click allows us to call a function when the button is clicked. So let's just come and see which function that is going to be. It's going to be add product. So the idea is that when we click on this button, whatever values have been entered into these text boxes will be saved into their respective variables, and those values will be passed to our controller. So now we have access to those variables here. So within our new product, I'm going to call in those values. So this has added our product, and here you can see we have already written the code in our last video to add this item into our list. So coming back to our HTML, we have added this div to our HTML, and what this div is doing is it is allowing us to add a new item. So we have a combination of text boxes and a button which will be used to make this entry. So let us save this and try it out in our browser. So I come in here and I open it in the browser. So as you can see, this is our page, and I'm just going to make one small change here. I've just changed the heading so that we clearly understand that we are entering details for a new product. Let's call it XYZ. Sorry. We'll call it XYZ. We'll give it some price. And we click on save. Now, as you can see, as soon as I clicked on save, it got added to our list and this data on top was immediately updated. Let's add one more item. So this particular product, as you can imagine, is a more costly product. So right now there is one weakness in this code. Whenever we click on save, the item just goes and gets added into our list. So at this moment, we are not really checking if that item is already there in our list or not. Okay. So let's go and add this small feature to our code. So I come in here to app.js, and what we will do is we are going to assume that if an item with the specified ID already exists, we should not allow the new item to be added. So we're just going to add a little bit of extra code here. Now, as a good programming practice, it is suggested that we do this with help of a separate function. So that's what we will do. We're going to create a new function here. So let's just call it check product, and to be very specific, we're just going to pass the ID. So what we will do here is we will check within the scope.product list whether a similar product is there or not. So in order to do this, what we can do is we can go for a loop. And within this loop, we're just going to see if there is an item having this ID. So the idea for this logic is that if we find even a single item that is having the same ID, we will return true. And in fact, so the idea is that if the product already exists, we should return 0. Let me just format this a bit. So the idea is that if we go through this entire for loop, it means that we have not encountered that same product in the array. So then we just return false. So what we will do here is, with this function made, we are going to come in here. And we are going to call it. So here, what we are doing is, in this if statement, we have just mentioned that if this condition is false, you add the item. And if it's not, so we can just display a message asking the user to enter a different one. So we should just put that into an alert. Alright, so let's test it out. So we come back to our page and suppose I enter 3, XYZ and some price. I'm just going to click on save, and as you can see, something happened. So what happened here is I forgot to put the $sign. Let's try that again. Click on save, got added. Now let's click on save again, that the product already exists. So in this way, what we have done is we have in a way added some validation to our code. And this brings us to the end of this demo. So let's quickly recap what we did. So in our HTML, we have added this div that allows a user to enter the values for a new product. And the two new things that we've tried here is ng model that allows you to link a text box with a variable, and ng click that allows you to invoke a function when a button is clicked. Now coming back to our code, in app.js we added one function that checks in our product list to ensure that the new product is already not present, and if it's present it returns true, but if it's not present it returns false. We are using that in our add product function. So first what we are doing here is we are creating a new product with the values given from the text boxes. Then we verify that the product is already not present in the list. If no, then we add it to the list. But if it's already